Welcome. We're excited to have Preston and Liz Roe with us. We have, of course, our upcoming G3 conference, February 12th through 14th. And for the first time this year, we are doing a dedicated singles event on the evening of February 12th. And this is something that people have been asking for a long time. I can't tell you the number of people that at the last national conference were asking about this, about ways to be able to meet other singles. And we've also heard lots of stories over the years of the G3 conference of people who have met at the G3 conference and who got married. And one of those stories is Preston and Liz. So thanks, guys, for joining me today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Scott.
So you two met at a G3 conference and now are happily married with children. Success story.
Yes,
correct.
we are.
So tell us a little bit about how that happened.
Well, so it was the G3 conference in 2020. So it was in January. This is back when it was still in January. Yep. And I was a member of G3 with my family, or a member of Praise Mill that was putting on G3 with my family. So I was helping out with registration. And I remember seeing his family come up and they were getting registered and everything with the lady that was next to me. And I just remember kind of spotting Preston and thinking like, oh, that's a handsome looking guy. And I always wanted to meet my spouse at a conference, but I kind of thought it would never happen. And then
I was just visiting we were living in Wisconsin at the time. Yep. So I was just visiting from Wisconsin. I had noticed her as well in registration. And
was that your first conference, Preston?
First G3 conference, okay. Yes. Yep.
Yep. So I remember kind of walking back and forth down the hallways, just helping out with some things. And I remember I kept passing by this guy that I had seen.
Totally random.
I was like, why do I keep seeing this guy? I was like, I'm not really upset about it. But come to find out, he was, of course, doing that on purpose. So kept kind of seeing him throughout the day. And then I remember I was in the book exhibit just looking at some books, and he kind of came up next to me and he asked me if I was done looking at a book, and I was like, no. And so I kept looking at the book, and then I set it down. I was like, okay. I was like, it's all yours now.
That was kind of awkward.
Yeah, good reformed. That's funny. Good reformed pickup line. Are you done with that book? Exactly. That's perfect.
Exactly. Yeah, kind of an awkward end of that interaction. So I thought I was pretty much done at that point. And then I was in a session later that evening, and well, actually,
it was the next day, because I remember
it was the next day.
That evening, I was driving home with two of my siblings, and I remember telling them about this guy that I had a brief interaction with. Mm-hmm. And my brother John, he was like, "Liz, you're never gonna see him again." And I was like, "Shut up." So, but then the next day,
there was the speaker at the session had mentioned that some people needed volunteers for a book drop that evening.
Okay.
And I was like, if I'm going to see her anywhere, because at that point registration had ended, so I thought her job was done. But the book drop was my opportunity, and I went there to volunteer out of the kindness of my own heart, no other ulterior motives. And she turned out to be there, and then I happened to bump into her again. And, And then a little side story to that, just showing God's providence. I had the option to either do the book drop or they were doing a singing thing for just the members of Praise Mill. They were a choir sing. That's what it was. And I had wanted to do the choir sing, but I had also wanted to do the book drop, but I had missed the book drop the previous day. So I was like, last minute decision. I was like, I'll just go to the book drop. And if I hadn't, I wouldn't have met Preston. So went to the book drop, and I remember seeing him there. And then he was like, hello again. And I was like, oh, hi. And then we talked the entire book drop, just about where we were from and stuff. And then he was talking to me right after the book drop. And my sister Maddie saw me talking to him. And she comes up and she was like, hi, my name is Maddie. And then, he said hello, and then explain what you were thinking then. Well, I thought at that point it had been made in some kind of way. And I kind of awkwardly walked away, and then I walked back.
Yeah, he was like, okay, well, he's like, met Maddie. And then he's like, well, it was nice to meet you, talking to me, and then just walked off. And then I remember just staring off into the distance thinking was that it? And then he came right back and he was like, actually, would you like to go get some food later today or something?
Nice.
I was like, yeah, sure. So we kind of exchanged information, and I was like, I got to check with my dad. So then I went and found my dad, And I was like, hey, I met this guy. And my dad was like, oh no. I was like, can I go get some food with him? So I took 2 of my sisters with me later that evening to go meet with him. And it was at the Atlanta airport.
Yeah, so we had our first date in the Atlanta airport.
Nice.
Yeah, so we went and got some Popeye's chicken, talked for like 2 hours, and then came back to the exhibit hall and talked for like another 2 hours just on the couch there. My sisters were champs. They went and just looked at books for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
So it was great. So then that's how we first met.
We must have gone on the Atlanta plane train probably like 5 or 6 times going around because we kept on talking in the plane train.
Oh,
Kept
that's
missing
funny.
our stop.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the story.
Well, that's great. And then how long was it then before you guys started courting, and then how long before you guys got married?
Yeah, that was like January 7th-ish, around there.
When we met.
And then we kept in contact over the month of January, and then we started courting like beginning of February.
Yeah, he came and visited my family in Georgia and asked my dad if he could court me in person. So I thought that was
Nice.
really cool.
Yep.
Yep. So started courting in February.
Yep. Yeah, then we kind of did long distance there during all the COVID craziness.
But
Oh, that's
cheap plane
COVID.
flights.
Cheap
Yeah.
plane flights.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
Oh, okay, that's
before
good to know, yeah.
there was it was before masking and everything, so I could get a plane flight for like $20,
Yeah.
and I was the only
Wow.
one on the plane. So, but
Kind of helped out with a long
yeah.
Made it cheaper.
Yeah.
So,
But and then we got engaged July 4th that year.
yep, July
then-
4th,
Wow.
fireworks at my family's house. That was fun.
Yep.
Nice.
And we were married in October.
Yep, end of
Married in
October.
October.
So, and
Great.
then, and then got pregnant with our first child about a month later, and now I have 3 of them. So,
Excellent.
and it's been 5 years now as of this
Great.
past October. So,
Great.
Yeah.
Well, you are one of the famous G3 couples and a wonderful success story. And, God's providence is amazing, but G3 has always been a place where Reformed singles can meet. And that's a wonderful thing.
yeah.
I think in our day and age, it's, these kinds of things might seem cringy, like trying to find a spouse, but why is that cringy? That's what God desires for us. The desire to have a spouse is a good thing, and to want to find somebody that we share theological values with and life values with is a good thing. And so it makes sense that you would find someone like that in the context of a conference where the conference is preaching and emphasizing the values that you hold.
Right. Yep. A lot of Christians gathering together. It's a great place to meet somebody. So,
Yeah.
Let you know that you're not alone as well.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, finally this year, we're actually doing what we've been asked to do, and we're having this singles event. And so I appreciate so much you two sharing your story. Hopefully this will be an encouragement to some singles out there who perhaps want to get married and who would like to find somebody that they share a love for God, a love for Christ and His church, and sound biblical theology. And if you're watching or listening to this and you're single and you're desiring to be married, I would encourage you to register for the upcoming G3 conference, February 12th through 14th. And you'll want to also register for the singles event, which is that first evening. We did that on purpose so that singles can kind of intermingle and meet one another. And then you've got 2 more days to interact over the next 2 days of the conference. And hopefully we'll see some more G3 marriages and G3 families come out of the singles event this year. I also want to let you know that if you use coupon code SINGLE, you can get $30 off your registration. So we're trying to make it as easy as possible for you to attend the conference and to attend this singles event. And I specifically want to talk to you male singles. Follow the example of Preston, who took the lead and engaged with Liz and really worked towards pursuing her. We need men to stand up in our day and pursue young ladies for the glory of God and for strong marriages. So anyway, Preston and Liz, so grateful for you taking the time to share your story, thankful for your strong marriage and your strong family, and we wish God's blessing for you.
yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All glory to God.
Yep.
All
Thank
right,
you, Scott.
Amen. All right, well, visit G3Men, or events.g3men.org/unity. That's where you can find more information about our upcoming conference, February 12th through 14th, here in Douglasville, Georgia, and as well as the singles event. So please visit that website, use coupon code SINGLE for $30 off your registration, and we hope to see you there.